So I hate Call of Duty at this point. No intro. I guess I should introduce myself. I'm Kal.
And I'm Ghost. That's fantastic. What a crazy start. That man hit play and said, fuck it.
I hate COD
I
at this
put you
point.
in one match. No, you don't hate COD. You hate
No,
Resurgence is what it was.
I
Yes.
no,
Resurgence was not what you liked. You
no,
did not like
I
Resurgence.
hate Call of Duty at this point. It is not the game that I grew up with. You have to remember. Well, you know I'm in my 30s. You were well into your 30s. I am just
Whoa,
getting-
whoa. Bring the hell on.
I
Whoa.
grew up during the golden age of Call of Duty, back when these developers actually cared about what they were putting out. Now, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of good things in Black Ops 6, like the omnidirectional movement, the auto-leaning when going around corners. All
I
that
do like
feels...
that. I can't even front. I
Yes,
like that a lot.
all of that feels natural, and that's the type of stuff I like. I would like to see in like other games in Battlefield, like FPS. I just feel like that system can do well across all most FPS genres. But I cannot stand the way Warzone is, and I cannot stand the ecosystem of Warzone and Call of Duty just as a whole.
My favorite game.
First of all, me logging into a game and having to click out of 3 store screens of somebody trying to sell me something, that is asinine. What
You
are
were
we
having a
doing?
good time. No, that is
It's
crazy
not-
though.
Like, just to get to the start screen so I can pick something to play.
You know
That's
what I will
crazy.
say though, and I don't like that either. It's obviously money grab left, right, and up to center. But I do like the fact that they have a hub on there. If you're a Call of Duty fan, because I just don't want to poo-poo all the way over it. If you are a Call of Duty fan, how they do have a hub for all of the games. I do think that's kind of cool. That's something that I hope other games won't do, but I also kind of like the fact that they did it. Okay, but keep going on your rant. This is great.
Oh, I'm just... Like, for me, when you say, like, Warzone, don't get me wrong. I played, the first Warzone, because isn't this, like, technically Warzone 2?
It's something like that.
Yeah. So I did play plenty of the first Warzone, but initially I did not like the fact that you spawn with a weapon. Like, when you tell me Battle Royale, that means everybody starts off, with
Hands.
nothing. Yes, hands. Like, and you just have to roam around and find not only the gun, but also the attachments that go with that gun. And the
So
reason
you
I
don't like that they come kitted.
Yes, I hate the fact that they come kitted, because that's what happens when you end up with like these SMGs that are already kitted out, and plus everybody has a sniper rifle. Like, it just feels like at any moment somebody has a bead on you and can take you out in one shot or two. I don't like that. I would prefer knowing if I did get shot, I'm like, oh, this person has looted enough, or he took it off of somebody's back, that he has a sniper scope that's kitted onto this sniper that he found. Like, I prefer my Battle Royale to operate that way. I just don't like the fact that everybody's got these loadouts and all these metas, because that's when the meta starts getting up there. Like, that's when the videos start coming out. Is when you
So
have
you
all
want to
these
do
kits.
something more like Apex. Drop in, get a hemlock. You got to go find the barrel. You got to find the stock. You got to find a scope, and then you piece together the weapon. Versus,
Yes, that's a true Battle Royale.
I looted it out of a box, or it got dropped out of a whatever, and now it's a fully like converted freaking 50 cal
Yes.
semi-automatic.
Yes. Because I
feel
think it's
judged on
crazy
that one.
that you
That's
can...
okay though.
I feel like you can get... although comical as it is, and although as fun as it is, it's crazy that you can get shot out the sky from jump. And you can...
Completely
shoot for-
obliterated.
And you can shoot for a little bit while free. Like, it's absolutely insane. And I feel like the reason they did that is because there's always something going on. Like, there's action like there's a way to defend yourself all the time. Because I've also realized that you spawn with the gulag weapon too. I don't know if that's something that's been changed since the last
Yeah, I
one.
noticed that too.
But yeah, you spawn outside with the gulag. I'm like, okay, you should
I
spawn
think the only
with
thing
nothing.
that's good about that, The only thing I would say that's good about that is if you're late game and you spawn in because you're dropping
That's
in
true.
hot, super hot.
Oh, also, and
Like,
the fact that they tell you somebody's dropping in on you. Why are you
come here and get this
snitching?
body, boy.
Why is
I
the
tell you what,
announcer
though,
snitching?
I don't give a fuck because I know what you know. Your boot hole is tight when you start dropping. All you see is tracer rounds. You might as well just
Yeah,
log off.
I do not understand that. Like, I don't need an announcer telling me that somebody's dropping in hot. That's the point of you being aware and using your ears for your surroundings. Good God, all these audio cues and like all these people talking is taking away from the experience, in my opinion. I just don't understand. Like, it's not like the parachute's quiet. You can hear it. I
And then
just
you hear
don't.
them flapping.
Right, you hear the flapping, and it's like, that's enough. You don't need any more. Also, what are we doing
No, they
with
should
like
put a
having
siren on it.
what? What did you have
Bird
me in
style.
the other day with like all the bots and plus the players?
Oh, because that's casual. Yeah, that was casual when you get players and bots. That's just for people that want to get on YouTube and have freaking high kill counts. That's all that shit's for. Because truly, I mean, I guess they've made the bots to where they can. I think it's stupid because you can tell it's an old tactic that we used to use in Call of Duty, where as soon as you would get shot, you go into prone, so that way you lower their field of trying to shoot you.
Yeah.
But that's. But then again, we went and played regular battle royale, and that was ignorant too, because I don't want to hear "get good." If I have to hear that shit, it's just ignorant. Because we were barely in a match and then getting one tapped by exotic freaking sniper rifles. Like we weren't even in the match.
Right,
30 seconds.
Because can't you get your loadout like almost immediately? Like
Well,
if
if there's
you
a
time
loadout
it,
drop, yeah.
yeah. If there's a loadout drop, or you get enough cash. I mean, you kill enough people and you stack up the cash. Because how
Oh
much is
yeah,
a
because you can
loadout?
do
10,000.
10,000, but depend. I mean, if you got a squad deep, you can do a couple of contracts real quick. Because I ran with a couple of guys in casual, and we had one before the first. I mean, 2 minutes in. I mean, we dropped in, got 2 contracts, and between the four of us, we had enough money to get that, and had 3 UAVs rolling. So I mean, it's. I guess it depends on how hard you want to go if you're tracking bots or whatever, but. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for traditional Call of Duty, it's not what it is. And then we jumped into Resurgence at that last bit, and that dude was like rail sliding his crotch and all sorts of shit. I ain't never seen anything like that. That shit was stupid.
We need a 9 to 5 lobby.
I'm just, you know what? I just need to know, like, what some of y'all out there seeing that game that y'all play all day, every day,
I think
as hard as y'all do. Like, what is it?
it's.
And I'm not mad at you. I just want to know what it is.
I just think it's like we have aged out of this. Like it's just the new generation's turn to have their 10 years in Call of Duty, and then when they hit 25 or 30, time to get out. I mean, I got out. I think at like once Battlefield had hooked me. So once that happened, I had no
Battlefield's
interest in
such
playing.
an amazing game.
Yeah,
When you
once
realize Battlefield, you have to contest with bullet drop in real time.
Right,
Call of
yeah.
Duty just doesn't make sense anymore.
and it also doesn't hit like Battlefield does. Once you get used to Battlefield, it's just nothing. No other experience comes close to it.
I don't know.
One thing
I don't know,
I
man.
want to touch on is like getting back to like the loadouts, because if you're a higher level, you still have like an advantage on lower levels because you have your kitted out weapons already. You have all these attachments unlocked. At least in Blackouts 4 when they had Blackout, regardless of your rank, I don't think you had much of like an edge because you still had to start out like everybody. You start out with fist. The only thing you had an edge on was your skill. Like and plus you just knowing the map. But I understand this isn't like a battle royale that's meant for me. Obviously a lot of people enjoy it and like this style of play. But like I said, it's just not for me.
I re-downloaded it because I have an itch for like a first-person shooter. I don't want to get back into Vision. I can't. I'm 1,500 hours into that. But like, I had fun knowing the fact that like I wasn't getting on there to try. Like if I went in there and got my cheeks clapped in 30 seconds, all right, cool, like whatever, dude, cool. I ended up on YouTube. Like I don't care. Like cool, it was whatever. But like I just don't find the appeal of getting on there and sweating on it. You know what I mean? Like I know there's people out there that I don't get it. I don't. And that's fine. I don't need to get it. It was just that game will be nothing more just to me as filler during dead space when I don't have another game to play. Where it's just like, okay,
True.
let's go
Right.
see the stupid stuff.
It acts like a buffer in between games that you're waiting to play. That's all it does.
But then I bought
it also
Forza,
scratches.
and now we're here.
It scratches that itch. But like I said, I'm not saying the devs are lazy or anything like that. I just hate the
I
corporation
think the game would
side
be
of it
better if the devs were allowed to do something.
and give more. If the devs had more freedom to do what they want,
Yeah.
because as you can see, all the studios right now that are flourishing are the ones where they have like complete control as far as like creativity. But if you got somebody
will-
looking over your shoulder, you got to sell these skins, buddy, because we.
I will tell you this though. 90% of those skins are AI generated
Slop.
fodder, right? Just to sell shit.
And they
But I
sell,
will tell you this,
unfortunately.
one thing that they do right, some of those tactical skins are raw.
They look fantastic.
Like I
yes.
think that's one thing that Battlefield never really latched onto was just tactical, tacked out, murdered out, built for speed and death. I got a quip with hairspray in their hair. That's what I got. But
they all powdered up.
oh my god, dude, that's so bad. I can't wait for them to put that in the new one too.
Oh God.
It's just stupid. But I mean, it's a cool game for what it is. It's not my game anymore, but for the couple of hours in between trying to find something to play, cool. But I don't know.
And not
Game's
only
not for me anymore.
something else I wanted to hit on too is like while I'm playing, because all the stuff in the background, all the skill-based matchmaking, the engagement-based matchmaking, like all of these systems in the background working, it does not feel like my experience is authentic. It feels like my experience is controlled, because I know by the fact that if I get into this game and I do well, this system is going to absolutely
And also, though,
throw me into sweat lobbies.
we did. Wow, words are tough, huh? That was great. Super cool. I can't wait for that to hit the airwaves. We also only played Warzone. We didn't dive into multiplayer. Do you know how bad that fucking thing has got to be?
You wouldn't be able to convince me to get into multiplayer, because I'm
No.
I'm not saying I'm the best player, but I'm definitely above average when it comes to playing.
Nah, and
And-
you be dragging me into freaking sweat lobbies. I don't need to be doing that.
I
Shit be
hit
throwing my algorithm
I hit
off.
one I hit one knee slide and jump around a corner. That's a wrap for me. I'm immediately
No.
getting put into a lobby where somebody
No,
has
I'm
400.
immediately put into a freaking lobby, and dudes are wall running in a game that there's no wall running, and then I got to deal with that shit for a week. No,
Yeah, I
that
don't
shit
like that. I like my
sucks.
experience to be randomized. Like I know back in the day, skill base was a little bit. There was a
I
little
like
bit of
my
skill
experience
base.
room full of bots.
As I was saying, back in the day they had a little bit, but you really had to try hard to get into like those really like, I don't know, I guess your KD had to be like 0.5 to get into those lobbies. But everybody else randomized. Like we were all just in here together because that's what casual is supposed to be.
Well, it was casual and beratement in the lobbies,
Right. But now it's just ranked. Now
all ranked, all the time.
when you get home from work, ain't no such thing as oh, I'm gonna get a couple of good games in. Now you're gonna get one
Let me
game
have a beer.
in.
Let me relax.
Right. Oh no, you're not
Nah,
having a
you
beer.
get
You're gonna
in
be
here.
sitting up.
You deal with this 16-year-old that's got no bills and no job.
Right.
You're just in there
He's
waiting to
telling you to
wax
keep
you.
up, old man.
Like, you know what? You ain't even in the same fucking tax bracket. You just want to fight people.
Yeah. I just
I just need to know, man. You ready to dive in? You ready to jump in?
no. I am absolutely. I don't even know how how you got me into like the 2 or 3 games that we played, considering I am not a
You ain't
COD
got
player
shit
at
to
this
play.
point. This is
You
very
ain't got
true.
shit to play. You ain't got shit to play.
Which tells me I need to
Split
focus
Fiction,
on
and that was
stuff
it.
like, yeah, Split Fiction, but I'm also going back and playing, South of Midnight. I think
Ugly.
that's the name of that game.
Isn't
Going
that
back and playing
wasn't
my
that
single
developed
player
by
games.
an all? But
It's not all.
wasn't
No,
that game? What
was
was
it-
the game
no,
that was
the writer
developed by
was
an all, or was like an all black cast or something like that?
that's South of Midnight, but the writers are
Oh,
white.
okay.
Crazy.
Oh, never mind.
I mean, but it's still
I'm so
like
confused now.
But
What?
anyway, I'm not even getting on that tangent. But I think at this point, Warzone is just not. It's just not for me, and I don't really think a lot of the player base wants to play that game anymore because it feels
All
like
I know. No, you're
Yes.
right. 100%.
I just feel like the
you're
player base, they feel like their experience is tailored, and they don't like that either. We like freedom a little bit. Like I don't want to feel like something's controlling my performance is being calculated every single match.
All you gotta say.
Why are lobbies still disbanding?
I don't know. I want to be able to talk in lobbies because that's what made people men.
Get in.
The madness. All I know though is Call of Duty is in some real trouble with Warzone. If this next Battlefield comes out the way those battle labs have been leaking photos and videos, ooh wee. I hope it comes out really well because it's going to force COD to evolve.
Yes, that's why I say competition is always good. Like I mean, I've just been reading, IGN, Overwatch is now getting their player base, a few of their players back because they've done some good things that should have been there from the get-go, but that's neither here nor there. But Marvel Rivals pushed them to make a change. Now, hopefully Battlefield pushes Call of Duty to make a change.
I hope
not
so.
Something like
it comes back out.
Not something like Ground War, and then you just take Ground War as it is.
Ground War was a trash game mode.
Not Ground War. It was like an iteration of Conquest that they put into Battlefield, but one thing they made a mistake of.
No, I thought you were talking about the Call of Duty War, whatever it was. That was kind of trying to be like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That shit was trash.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And like, why would you give every player the opportunity to have a kill streak? They didn't even. They just gave.
Okay, yeah. I'm about to go real off.
Predator,
and my wife is sleeping.
Predator missiles every couple of seconds. You got the one guy up on the hill with the tank just shooting down, getting multiple kills per match. I'm like, how are y'all playing this and having a good time? The match does not seem to have any flow whatsoever.
No, there was no flow.
Yeah.
The only flow in that was fucking flow from Progressive because that was all that was going on there.
I'm done with COD. I think it's just, I think it's boring.
Well, COD ain't done with you. Oh.
I just think it's boring.
Crazy.
No longer tailored towards me. I'm not trying to see people running around in lizard costumes or as a dragon or King Kong or stuff.
Man, we could have been hippity hop.
Huh?
We could have been hippity hop. We could have been.
The only time I'm doing hippity hop is in the finals because that's actually, that their art style is tailored towards that.
I'm letting you know, man. You keep mentioning the finals. I'm ready to get on here before I go to bed.
All right. Well, I don't got nothing else to say. I appreciate you guys for listening. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell. Let me know in the comments if you're still playing Warzone or if you got better things to do. Either way, thank you. Goodbye.